That was weird. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Trading 212 episode 9. So let's see what's been happening for the last month. So this is episode number 9 of Trading 212 portfolio, and obviously it's been a bit of a nothing month really. I have gone up, which is quite nice, obviously, with the kind of market's kind of been flat, if not slightly down in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, we'll go through that in a second, but I just want to say thank you very much for all your continued support over the last kind of 9-10 months. It's been really enjoyable. Sometimes it's been a bit of a slog, but that's the kind of thing when you're releasing 1 or 2 videos a week. It can be like that, but obviously most of the time I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the editing process, etc. This is not what you came for, just saying thank you. Anyway, let's get into it. So just before we jump straight into the portfolio, I am just going to say I'm looking to sell a certain stock to replace it with another one with the future in mind. So again, we'll go through that in a second, and just bear with me because I am a high growth kind of portfolio, long term obviously with this one, and I have the kind of future in mind, and I do think maybe swapping these 2 stocks might just benefit me in 5 to 10 years time. So obviously we'll go through that and we'll see what you guys think as well. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the portfolio. So here is the portfolio. We are filming on Saturday the 18th of September, and you can see the portfolio value is currently sitting at 4,266. So like I said, it has been a good month with free funds of £16. So you can see I am quite cash heavy. I have put in £350 because that for the pot method was for the August month, and obviously I did September month as well. I put in a little bit less just because. And so yeah, that's kind of what I put in this month, and you can see that when we go through the portfolio and what's happened within the dotted lines, you can see roughly there. So let's go through the portfolio here. Etsy in the last month has gone up 16.99%, which is fantastic. They've got a great price at 227, which is amazing, phenomenal. I kind of wish I had more in the past, but I think I'll just leave that as it is. I don't really think I'm going to trim them at any point, just because what's the point? I'm going to keep it running. Etsy is one for the future, and I don't really need to risk transfer that as well. Also, there's probably not enough to risk transfer, if you see what I mean there. IZEA in the last month has actually 10% up. It's had a rough last couple of weeks, as you can see, directly in the middle, 248, all the way down to 213, but that's to be expected with a small cap stock like this. But obviously they have been doing a lot of bookings, and they should be getting that revenue in the next couple of quarters. So it's some exciting things to do with IZEA. I think when it does become kind of flat or maybe 5% up, probably, I don't know when that will be, but I'll probably have to wait for quite a few months for that. I will probably trim that because the stake itself is actually higher than Palantir, who I actually have higher conviction in, if you see what I mean. So let's move on to Nano Dimension. Again, similar sort of month to IZEA, as you can see there, similar pattern, but a lot of small cap stocks have done that. And again, it's up 13%. So actually this month hasn't been too bad so far for my portfolio. Moving on to NEO, and obviously there's been a lot of chat about Chinese stocks, DD, NEO, Barber, all of these stocks. They're getting hammered, and they have every right to, because the Chinese stocks, they are risky plays, and I may actually look to drop some of this just for a risk transfer point, maybe put some more into Palantir or more into the stock that I'm about to tell you about, or maybe even more into Nano Dimension. Just whatever balances my portfolio, I'll hit that when I come to it, and I'll work that out at probably a later date. So yes, that is NEO. That's currently where I'm standing. As you know, in the last episode, if you saw that, I did sell off quite a lot of NEO. I went down to 20 shares, I think it was. So I have bought 14 shares, and I have averaged down to 38.78. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it was $1.50, which actually does make a difference in the long run. Not much, but it does make a difference. So moving on down to Palantir. In the last month, they've had a phenomenal month. They've had some very good news, and obviously Palantir is Palantir. They've broken through that 27 level, which they have been struggling. Let's have a look. They have been struggling a few times actually, even back here. 26.92 and 26, almost 27 there, and they've just broken through that. So I'm hoping they can kind of move up to kind of 30 plus level, maybe even 40. Obviously not anytime soon. I'm not in any rush for that one, but it is good movement for Palantir. Let me know what you think about Palantir down in the comments down below. Obviously there's mixed feelings about Palantir with the government ties and the contracts they have. So yeah, it'd be good to see your thoughts from Palantir as well. Moving on to Tesla, again, they've had a very good month, and that's nothing that they don't deserve. They have had a very rocky year. Let's go to the year. and you can see up, down, up, down, up, down. But since the month of May, they have seen a steady increase, and that's what we like to see in a stock. And for Tesla, that's actually pretty good because they're normally up and down, up and down, up and down, as you can see here. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to the future for Tesla. Obviously, Cathie Wood's bullish on them, and various other analysts as well. So yeah, that is the top 6, and Vislink Technologies is the one I'm looking to get rid of, only because I see more potential in ABML. Now, if you don't know what ABML is, I do have a video that you can watch in the top right hand corner for you. It's an American battery metal kind of recycling company, and I think it will be a very good company for the future. They're building their base right next to Tesla, so you can kind of get their thesis there, and I do think it will be, I don't think it'll be a huge company, but I think it'll be a very needed company. I think it'll be a very smart move for that company to kind of progress and do whatever they need to do. So I'm monitoring that one closely, but I would sell Vislink now, but I don't want to lose £57, especially at 17%. 5% maybe, depending on what the market's doing at the time, so I'm kind of waiting for that to swing back round. But it's more than likely if it tips over into October, and then my pot method intake for the month will probably go into ABML just to start that position, get the ball rolling there, and then when Vislink eventually comes back to kind of level or 5% down, I'll then take that out and add it into ABML, depending on what my balances are at the time. I might put some more into Nano, Neo, Etsy even. So yeah, we'll see what happens when we go forward there. So just to summarise there, I will be taking out Vislink for ABML. Let me know in the comments down below again what you think of that decision. So overall, I have been doing some buying and selling. As I said before, I did sell Neo and had quite a bit of cash in the last episode. So I use that to average down positions such as IZEA, Nano Dimensions, and obviously Neo as well. So I've used that cash fairly wisely, and obviously the cash that I put in was put towards those positions as well. So hopefully you can gauge what I'm trying to do there, trying to average down the position slowly, but not dramatically. I'm not going to go hell to leather and put it all in there, because that's a stupid decision. So yeah, that's what's happened there. So let's move on to the allocations, and as you can see here, it's kind of a very kind of angular graph. So we've got Tesla sitting at 26%, Neo almost 22%, Palantir 17%, Etsy 11%, Nano Dimension 9.42%, IZEA 7.26%, and obviously Vislink at the lowest 6.5, sorry. So there's a nice balance there. I would like to probably get, obviously when ABML comes into the picture, probably level to kind of Nano Dimension, maybe in between IZEA and Nano Dimension. And obviously when IZEA, like I mentioned before, comes back to level playing field, we will probably cut some of that as well. So then that'll be IZEA and ABML will probably be my lowest holdings. That's what I'm aiming for, because I think that makes sense. Obviously the lower cost stocks need to be the lower risk portion of your portfolio. So yeah, and obviously my future intake, like I mentioned before, my future is in electric vehicles, so I'm going Tesla, Neo, and part of that I suppose is probably ABML as well, but obviously I don't want to do that because it is an over-the-counter stock, and that's just too high risk for a long-term portfolio. So just before we come off the portfolio, let's just go through obviously what's happened in the last month. Now like I said, I did say I put in £350, and you can see just right at the beginning here, I think the last one was about 10th of August. So where is that? Where are we? We're about here. So you can see I put the bulk of the money in here with the dotted line, if you can see that. And let's go back to the month, and you can see I have been above water for most of it actually. I was negative here for about a week, and then we moved up about here, £103 in profit, 150 up to 300. So wow, that's actually really impressive. Didn't really realise that actually. And then we've kind of been travelling around 300 here, well, to 300 here, and in the last couple of days it's been quite healthy. Stocks have moved up, but you can see here where I've sold and bought with the dotted line. I haven't done a lot, but you don't need to do a lot with a long-term portfolio, and I think that's an important message to share with you guys. Obviously long-term portfolios are not to be messed with, they're meant to be left. Put in kind of your amounts each month very consistently, and then adding to certain stocks at certain points. Obviously a little bit of research needs to be done for that, but mostly it's just about consistency and putting the money in and watching it grow over the years, etc, etc. So I hope throughout this episode you have realised my thesis of where I want to go and replace Vislink Technologies with ABML. It's simply a growth perspective, where the world is going. I do think Vista was a good company, of course, don't get me wrong, that's why I've been invested in them. But also I believe that ABML has a higher growth percentage and probably a higher probability of helping the helping the earth going forward. And obviously that's what I'm all about. I'm hoping for a bright future, one where it's kind of a bit more sustainable, and hopefully we can kind of fix the world and fix what we've been doing. So yeah, if you did like this video, make sure you give it a big old like and subscribe to this channel for future episode updates, future portfolio updates should I say. And yeah, invest safe, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Just before I go completely, there is actually 2 more things that I want to add, and that is the eToro challenge. It's been spiking up. I've done 3 episodes now. I'll stick one up here for you so you can have a look. It might be just a little bit of entertainment for you. That's the aim, just having a little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment, and it's something else that you might just want to be able to watch, just chill out and watch. I do appreciate that. And obviously you can support the channel as well by buying a coffee for me, because I do love coffee, and the link for that is down below in the description. Thank you very much guys, see you soon.